all my preschool, pre-K, and kindergarten friends. It's Miss Karen here with Humphrey. Hello, how are you? And we're going to start our week of community helpers by reading a story called At the Firehouse, written and illustrated by Anne Rockwell. And I chose this one, boys and girls, because it kind of reminded me of the pups in Paw Patrol. Even though this is just about the firehouse, and the dog's name's not Marshall. It just kind of reminded me of the pups. So here is At the Firehouse. On Visitor's Day, Jason couldn't wait to visit the firehouse. He loved fire engines. On the big day, his friend Camilla was there too. Shiny red fire engines were parked in front of the firehouse, and there were plenty of balloons. "Come on in," Captain Jack said. So this looks like Jason, Captain Jack. Looks like his friend Camilla. Everyone followed him upstairs. "This is where we wait for the alarm to ring," Captain Jack said. "We read, watch TV, play cards, sleep, lift weights, and cook. We always have good things to eat." Does anyone know what kind of dogs these are? If you said Dalmatian, you're correct. Suddenly, the alarm rang so loudly that Jason covered his ears. "Don't worry," said Captain Jack. "It's not a real fire, but we'll show you what we do if it were. Everything we need to fight fires has a place, and everything is in its place. We can't waste time looking for what we need." Looks like, what does it look like they're doing there? He slid down the pole, then jumped into his pants and boots and coat. Jason didn't know it was possible to get dressed that fast. He wished he could slide down the pole too. He imagined how fun that would be. I see that he's thinking about sliding down the pole. "Our clothes are fireproof and waterproof, so they won't catch on fire or get wet," said Captain Jack. "The stripes glow in the dark so we can see each other in smoke and darkness." Lieutenant Maria said, "We put on our hard helmets when we get to a fire, in case something hard falls on our heads. We wear hoses connected to air tanks on our backs so we don't breathe smoke. We pull our helmets' fireproof ear flaps down." So there she is in all her gear. Gotta have safety. Captain Jack patted the side of one shiny red fire engine proudly. "This is engine number 1, our pumper," he said. "It's full of water and hoses and all the other things we need to put out fires." 4 other firefighters climbed into the seats in the back of the cab. Lieutenant Maria climbed into the driver's seat of engine number 1. Captain Jack sat beside her. Jason wished he could sit in the fire engine too. He wished he could look at everything from the driver's seat. Wouldn't that be fun? Oh, and this looks like the inside of the pumper truck. You can see the hoses and all the tools, the axe and the picks and the shovels, lanterns. These are all to make connections, and here are their helmets hanging up here. "This is engine number 2, our ladder truck," Captain Jack said. "See the extension ladder folded up on top of it?" And see, there you see the number 2. Captain Jack climbed the steps that led to the top of engine number 2. While he worked the controls, the extension ladder unfolded and began to go up, up, up into the sky. Then he started to climb it. There he goes. I think that would be kind of fun, boys and girls. To climb. Oh my goodness, I have to turn the book. Look at that. Look at him. It's up as high as a tree. Let's see what it says he's doing. Jason watched him go higher and higher, above the roof of the firehouse, above the tall tree next door. He was sure he wouldn't be scared to climb that high if he were a real firefighter like Captain Jack. Very brave. When Captain Jack came down, he said Jason could sit in the driver's seat of engine number 1. Captain Jack helped him up. The seat was high and the steering wheel was big. Next, it was Camilla's turn. Jason didn't mind because now it was his turn to sit in the driver's seat of engine number 2. Jason felt just like a real firefighter. When it was time to go, Jason wore a fire helmet of his very own. He carried a red balloon with a picture of a fire engine on it. I think a lot of you guys have fire hats at home. As soon as Jason got home, he wanted to play with his red toy ladder truck, but he couldn't find it. So he got busy. Before long, the toy ladder truck was parked outside a firehouse he had made of blocks. Everything was in its place. Look at that. Now he can play with it any time. I like that he made a little city out of a firehouse out of his blocks. That night, Jason dreamed of beautiful, big, red, shiny fire engines racing through the night, lights flashing and sirens wailing. And he was the driver, sitting right next to Captain Jack. So boys and girls, maybe Jason might want to be a firefighter when he grows up. So he could draw a picture, and maybe he might put all of that firefighting equipment they needed in his picture, like the helmet and the boots and the axe and the hose, all of those things. And he might draw the truck, the different ladder trucks, the ladder truck or the pumper truck. So those are all some fun things you can do this week. I hope everyone has a great week and enjoys learning about different community helpers in their neighborhoods. Bye.